When you were a teen like us, did you have a set dream or path to follow?
No, I don't think so. I knew I wanted to be a writer, and I knew that I enjoyed newspapers, but I wasn't 100% sure that's what I wanted to do. So I think I was still trying to figure things out a little bit when I was your age.
In college, did you major in the area you wanted to
Yes.
pursue a career?
Yes, I majored in English with a focus in journalism, and I happened to go to school right across the street from the Boston Globe. So for 2 months every day after class, I went over there and knocked on the door and kept trying to get an interview, and eventually somebody gave in and let me in the door. So I had an internship at the Boston Globe in college as well.
Action.
So was it being a reporter / journalist your dream from the start? From the start, like right at the beginning?
Yeah, I'd say so. I wanted to be a writer, and I wanted to tell people stories because I think that everybody's got a story, and the best way to do it, for me, at least from my perspective, was to tell a new story every day or every week, and the best way to do that is the newspaper. So I always wanted to be a reporter and a journalist.
How did you get to being that local?
I'm sorry?
How did you get to being that local speaker?
Well, I worked for several newspapers before this, but I was at the Boston Globe before this, and I am originally from California, so I moved back home to Los Angeles and was looking around for jobs, and as it generally is, it's kind of who you know, and I knew somebody who knew the publisher, so I got a meeting with them, and that was 3.5 years ago, and here I am.
Oh, are you happy, passionate about your job?
Yes,
You know?
I am. My job, specifically, my job is to write about nonprofits and charities in the Pasadena area. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of good nonprofit organizations, and a lot of them do really, really good work with helping people who can really use it. And I think that's a really important thing to do. If you have the ability to give or the ability to volunteer to help somebody else's life be a little bit better, that's a really admirable thing to do. And so my job is to talk about those people that do those kinds of things, people that volunteer, whether it's at a school or a church or an organization for people with special needs. There's lots of really good things happening in the community. So I love my job because I get to tell these really cool stories about these really neat, interesting people.
And lastly, what advice would you give to teens like us who are like kind of lost in their trying to find a career?
And they're trying to figure out what kind of career they want to do. My advice would be stop worrying about it at the moment, but to keep moving forward in all things. So don't sit around, don't do nothing, don't fret too much, don't worry too much that you don't know exactly what it is you want to do, but just go out and do things. Go do an internship at a newspaper, or go do an internship at a museum. Go just expose yourself to as many different things, listen to music, do other things that might be out of your comfort zone, and something might click for you one day. But you have to be willing at a young age to do a lot of stuff for free, internships and the like, so don't be afraid of it, just go out and do it, and you'll meet people. And that'd be my other thing, would be any and all times, just meet as many people as you can, and just tell them your story, and tell them why, to kind of who you are. I was talking to a friend of mine who is really into writing for TV shows. That's what she wants to do. And she told me she kept a copy of her pilot script in her car, just in case she ever ran into somebody. Sure enough, she was at some event and met some guy who met some guy who met some guy, and she said she was a TV writer, and he was kind of interested and maybe was just being polite, but she said, well, I've got my script out in the car, and she had him write on the spot. And he said, okay. So she went up to the car, gave it to him, and sure enough, later she became a writer's assistant on the show. So you never know. You always have to meet as many people as you can be, and don't be afraid to bug people. Journalism especially, but other things, the worst people can do is tell you no.
Yeah.
Keep trying. Keep knocking down doors.
Okay.